While most crypto traders are staring at price charts, waiting for the next breakout, something much bigger is happening behind the scenes. Ripple just launched infrastructure for AI-powered payments on the XRP Ledger. Developers are building autonomous payment systems using XRP and RLUSD. On-chain credit markets are moving closer to reality, and XRP has suddenly become the most traded asset on one of the largest exchanges in South Korea. The question is no longer whether XRP is surviving. The question is whether XRP is quietly becoming the foundation of an entirely new financial system. Nothing in this video is financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. Welcome back to Ledger Pulse, your trusted source for XRP, crypto, blockchain innovation, and the financial systems being built right in front of us. If you enjoy staying ahead of the headlines and understanding what really matters beneath the surface, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now let's dive in. One of the most overlooked developments this week came directly from Ripple. The company announced support for infrastructure designed to power agent-driven payments using the XRP Ledger and RLUSD. At first glance, that might sound like another technical update. It's not. This is Ripple positioning XRP for a future where AI agents transact autonomously on behalf of businesses and consumers. Think about where technology is heading. AI agents are already writing code, handling customer support, managing workflows, and making decisions. The next logical step is allowing those systems to pay for services automatically. But for that to work, AI needs a payment rail. It needs trust. It needs settlement. It needs compliance. And Ripple is making a strong argument that the XRP Ledger can provide exactly that. Ripple specifically highlighted its involvement in MasterCard's Agent Pay for Machines initiative, helping establish standards and infrastructure for autonomous commerce. This isn't just another crypto partnership announcement. It's a glimpse into what commerce could look like over the next decade. While most projects are still talking about future adoption, Ripple is actively building the plumbing. And historically, the companies that build the infrastructure often benefit the most. The AI narrative became even more interesting when reports emerged that Ripple launched a developer toolkit enabling AI agents to transact directly using XRP and RLUSD. The toolkit allows developers to integrate payment functionality into autonomous applications using the XRP Ledger. Think about that for a moment. An AI service could request data, purchase computing resources, pay subscription fees, or settle transactions without human intervention. That is a completely different use case than traditional crypto speculation. Instead of people trading assets, machines become economic participants, and every machine-driven transaction requires a settlement layer. This is where XRP supporters believe the long-term opportunity exists, not in hype cycles, not in social media trends, but in becoming the rails that power a growing digital economy. Whether AI adoption accelerates quickly or gradually, Ripple is clearly making sure XRP has a seat at the table. Another development that flew under the radar came from Paris Blockchain Week. During a panel discussion, XRPL Commons leadership discussed an upcoming lending amendment that could enable uncollateralized lending natively on the XRP Ledger. Now, this is huge. Most decentralized lending today requires borrowers to lock up more collateral than they borrow. That's because blockchains generally lack robust credit systems. But true credit markets are one of the foundations of modern finance. Businesses use credit. Consumers use credit. Entire economies run on credit. The proposal currently being discussed would move the XRP Ledger closer to supporting real credit infrastructure directly on-chain. If implemented successfully, the XRP Ledger could eventually support lending markets that aggregate XRP, RLUSD, and other assets into a more sophisticated financial ecosystem. The validator vote is already underway, making this one of the most important infrastructure upgrades XRP holders should be watching. Again, notice the pattern. These developments are not focused on speculation. They're focused on expanding utility. While infrastructure continues expanding, market activity is also beginning to attract attention. According to reports circulating across the XRP community, XRP recently became the most traded asset on Upbit, South Korea's largest cryptocurrency exchange. What's interesting isn't just the ranking, it's who XRP reportedly surpassed: Bitcoin and Ethereum, and nearly every other major digital asset. For years, South Korea has been one of the most influential crypto markets in the world. Korean traders often identify trends before they become obvious elsewhere. We've seen that repeatedly throughout crypto history. Now, trading volume alone doesn't guarantee future price appreciation, but it does demonstrate something important. Interest remains extremely strong. Despite regulatory battles, market cycles, and years of skepticism, XRP continues to command significant global attention. And when liquidity grows alongside infrastructure growth, investors start paying closer attention. Individually, each of these stories might seem unrelated: AI payments, developer tools, credit markets, trading volume. But together, they tell a much larger story. The XRP ecosystem appears to be expanding in multiple directions simultaneously. Ripple is targeting AI commerce. Developers are creating autonomous payment systems. The XRP Ledger is exploring native credit functionality, and global trading activity remains strong. These aren't the headlines that typically dominate crypto Twitter. They're the kind of developments that tend to matter years later when people look back and ask how adoption actually happened. Real adoption rarely arrives with fireworks. It arrives through infrastructure, one upgrade at a time, one integration at a time, one use case at a time. And that's exactly what we're seeing unfold. So what do you think? Is XRP quietly positioning itself at the center of AI payments, digital credit markets, and the next generation financial infrastructure? Or are these developments being overhyped by the community? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to see what's happening beyond the daily price action. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.